Ladies and gentlemen, today with me, Alex, the co-founder and business development of Tada.
Nice to meet you, man.
Thank you for being here today. So we'll go through the project, Tada. I would like to know, and I would like to discuss in the most simple way so the average person can understand, but also for the other people who are looking for opportunities to make money, to invest or whatever.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so thanks for having me. Super happy to do that with you.
And
Tada in a nutshell, long story short is we've been building AI for the past 10 years with a company called Vivoca that builds speech recognition systems. And so that's what, like Siri on your phone, that's what it is. Except the technology is offline, so it's an all different ballgame. And so back then, building AI, you need data to train your models.
So Since 10 years now building data.
No, so building AI, building the AI model that you would have on your devices and it would be voice activated. And so that's another business, but just, to start at some point.
Where it come from, yeah.
Yeah, where it came from. And so when we have customers that says, hey, we like your data, we like your AI, but we want to have it understand Vietnamese, for example, we have to go and get data of Vietnamese people that speak the language to train the model so that our technology understands the language. And so we didn't find any solution that would work. It was either bad quality, overpriced, and that's how the idea for Tada started. And Tada means data. It's the word data inverted. Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I was wondering, what does it mean Tada? Why you make it Tada?
So it's Tada, but it's just the word data.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. And so on Tada, the idea is to say that the most scalable way to get that data is through crowdsourcing, which is when you, me, anybody could come, contribute, produce data and get paid.
Okay. In which form somebody would produce data?
So for example, for audio data, you would have to read a sentence. So if you speak Vietnamese, obviously, do you speak Vietnamese?
No.
Okay. But
I speak Greek.
So if you would speak Vietnamese or if you speak Greek or English, if we have a need for Greek, then you'd go on Tada, it's on the app stores, you would read a sentence and you'd get paid. And your audio file, we sell it to AI companies that need audio data to train their machine learning models.
Oh,
so it's very, very simple, very basic. So it's pretty much simple tasks for everybody, and you can make pocket money by doing so.
You launched this year. So how is it going until now, the whole project?
So yeah, we've been building for 2 years, and we launched the app this summer on the app stores. And so the numbers have been doing pretty good. We're having now 70,000 downloads in a couple months, and we're producing 2.5 to 3 million data points per week. So yeah, it's so far so good. And so we've initiated phase 2, which is now that the product is live, now that people are downloading the app to produce data. Phase 2 is all about how do we go and get a critical mass of users, the next million users, so that we can have big data sets, diversified, and that are valuable for AI companies.
So now, just for the people to understand a bit more, how people profit by doing this, by using the app of Tada, which is an Apple Pay and Google Pay. You guys can download it anytime and check it out yourself as well. How would somebody engage? What are all the ways for people to engage and to profit from it?
So yeah, I talked about voice because that's where we came from, but any type of AI needs data. So the way a user can profit from it is just downloading the app, selecting what languages they speak, the kind of tasks they want to do. So we have audio tasks where you have to speak. So it's read a sentence or just have a spontaneous conversation about a topic. We also have image-based data. So take a picture or label a picture. That's used, that's how Tesla can have automatic cars, for example.
Yeah.
So for the car to know that it has to drive on the road, it has to know what's a road and what's a sidewalk and what's a tree.
Yeah.
So people for a couple years have been annotating images to say that's a tree, that's a sidewalk, and that's a road.
Yeah,
that's what we do also.
It was collecting data, yes, true.
So you collect the data and then you label it.
Oh, wow.
So labeling means assigning a label to a category, road, sidewalk, tree. And so afterwards, the model, when it's trained, it's able to differentiate, what's a tree and what's a road. So for the average Joe, it's easy to annotate it. You don't need a PhD to do that. It's really simple. So image-based and also text-based. Text is for chatbots. like ChatGPT, they need that.
And there are now a lot of AI bots that people can they call now also AI agents, I think.
Yeah.
So they can train and do different tasks, right? So this can be also used for this type of
An agent is pretty much just an entity that is trained to do something.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can start from a model that already exists, that's pretty standard. Okay, and then you can fine tune it and create an agent just that has a specific task. But you need to train it, and you always train it with data. So like if you want, AI is like a brain when you start. It's very structured, but it doesn't know anything. That's the algorithm. That's your machine learning. So it needs that, and it needs a second thing, which is data. Just like when you were born, you didn't know the word cookie, but after seeing the word cookie over and over again, you're like, okay, that's a cookie. Okay, that's how we learned. And so AI is kind of the same thing.
All right. So we're learning not just about crypto and data, but also about AI today.
In the end, that's what we do. We're using blockchain because it makes a lot of sense for our needs, but the end goal is to produce data for AI.
Awesome. What picture can we give to the people that wants to engage with the app? So like what is the reward for the people? So it's like something that can get some extra income. It's something that somebody can do and have almost kind of income that will be as a full-time job, or is just something that people can earn $5 per day, or like what could be the average so people have an estimation, an idea what to expect?
That's a great question. So there's different models. We're trying different models of the way we can reward users. So we have a weekly price pool on every Monday. So the whole thing is gamified. And so you produce data, you earn points, and the more points you have, the more you can get from the price pool. And so the amount of reward you would get, which is our token that you convert into cash, into euro, dollars, whatever fiat you want to have.
The Tata token, right?
So from the Tata token to the fiat amount it goes from, could be €5 in a week to a couple €100 in 1 week.
Okay, and that depends on how much time somebody spends to do that.
Yeah, and it also depends on the demand we have. If you have knowledge in a dialect, a low resource language, and there's not a lot of speakers, you'll earn more.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
There's supply and demand.
Okay. And so somebody can provide some type of service on specific subject, that turns to a point, and then the point can be converted to the token. So this is like a bridge, right?
So the customer, which is the AI company, let's say Google, for example, that builds Siri, and they want to sell their iPhones in countries where Siri doesn't understand the language. It's not true use case, it's just for people to understand. So Google would come to see us and say, hey guys, we need 1,000 hours of people that speak that dialect. Okay, so we'll create a task in Tada. We'll give them a rough price estimate. They pay us in dollars. We hold the dollars, and when users come on Tada and perform the tasks of reading the sentence to speak the language, we convert the dollars into Tada and we pay them.
So that looks good.
And then you withdraw your Tada back to your fiat, or you keep them, or you stake them, or you can provide them in liquidity pools, and I'll give you more earnings.
Awesome.
So there's a meta behind it.
That's really look good for the average person who wants also some extra income and want to provide something, because in many countries there is a lot of people without a job, and it's also kind of giving opportunities actually to the people to participate, and not just a company that you make money, or just a token there to hunt it or something, but it's also a whole system for people to engage, to participate.
There's that, and there's also the fact of big companies are actually already using your data. You're not paid for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So come and get paid for it.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that Google and Facebook, they do every day. They collect data.
Yeah, like if you have an iPhone, there's a feature in the iPhone that you have to opt in, where you say, okay, I agree to let my data be used to train models.
Oh, wow.
So by default, I think it's opt out. But I mean, anybody could, if they want to, help AI improve with their data, etc. What I'm saying is you're not paid for it. On Tada, you are paid for it. And the thing that we also observed when we needed data back then, it was that the way data was sourced wasn't ethical. Because big companies that have the means to pay a real salary would go to third world countries because wages are lower, and they'd pay really low wages because people are happy with that, right? That's not ethical. And so we figured that when we paid like $1 for the data, users, I mean, speakers were paid something like, I think it was like 20, 30 cents. So that gives you a lot of room to like sell cheaper and pay people better.
Yeah.
And that's also what sparked, the idea for us to say, hey, with blockchain, everything's transparent. We're fully transparent on how much money we make, which is 25%. It's the lowest in the industry. Okay, but it's because the whole system we built is scalable and it runs really well thanks to the blockchain. So we need less resources for a better result, essentially.
Sounds good. So when you started as a team of people which had this idea. So can you tell us a bit about the team, the co-founders of the project? You think you are 3 co-founders,
Yes.
if I'm mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And first let's start with that, then investments that you got until now, how you're growing.
Yeah, that was such an exciting adventure. Having an idea and seeing it actually go on the app stores and people can actually play around with it, it's an incredible feeling. But so it started, the idea started 2.5-3 years ago. And so William, which is the CEO, and he's my co-founder with Valentin. William is the person that built Vivoca, and he's been in AI for 10 years. He has a tech background. So there's him plus Valentin. He's the tech guy. He's our CTO. He's a crackhead in terms of the technical stuff. Like he's really badass with what he can do with a PC. And so, when we started the project, first question was, what kind of blockchain do we go on to? That was the first question because there's a lot of implications on the type of blockchain you choose, on what you can do and cannot do, because that's going to be a lead partner, so to speak, because it's still a technical thing, to build a product like Tada. So that was a big part of the journey when we started, on top of having a proof of concept and laying the concept through an MVP, which was the alpha version. And we needed that to show to investors. So then we had the fundraise, which happened last year. And we had like two rounds, like we typically do with a seed round, just to get the first funds, hire the team, build the V1, have the V1, and then show it to investors for the second round, where then we can scale, raise more funds and hire a bigger team and go full blast on it and building, which ended like this summer with the product being live.
And you had some investments from VCs until now?
We did.
Some good VCs, I think.
Some good VCs like Morningstar Ventures. We're incubated by them. They're really good in the like really well connected.
I really respect to them because I happen to also to know them for a long time now.
Yeah.
And any project that they get involved, they really not just invest, but they make sure that they get the project.
It's the kind of VC you want to have on board because some VCs just give you capital and you never see them again.
Yeah.
But with Morningstar, it's like daily conversations. We have a group chat. We need something. They're there. And they've been supporting us really good. We've also had KuCoin Ventures.
That's good.
Yeah, we got listed afterwards on KuCoin when we launched the token. So we're available on KuCoin. We also have X Ventures. They do Proof of Talk, which is an event in Paris. I don't know if you know about it, but also good VCs and a couple good VCs. Yeah.
Awesome.
But that was part of the criteria for us to say we don't want just VCs that just bring capital.
Yeah.
We want partners that help us grow, network on the technical side of things. And that's crucial when you build a business.
Awesome. And you have also a token, as we talked before. I did invest also myself, just full disclosure, but that doesn't mean that you should invest. You're watching now this video, not financial investment advice, because anything can happen anytime. Nothing is guaranteed. Always is a risk when it comes to investments. But one thing when I looked at your, as I'm following up, also look into the project, one thing that I liked about Tada is like when I looked at the dashboard, I see all the numbers are up, and the numbers sometimes the token has its cycles sometimes in the market, etc. So but one thing that I liked about the project and the future of the project is that it's in continuous growth since the beginning of the app until now when it comes to numbers, acquisitions, tasks, and different statistics, that it's transparent, right? People can see anytime.
Yeah. So on the website on tada-da.io, we have a little tab called dashboard. And we put every number on the amount of downloads, the amount of tasks, everything, every KPI that we measure are available. And the growth has been really good. And when you talk about that, it's we used Web3 and blockchain because it solves a lot of problems that you see in the way data is collected. Not to get into technical details, but roughly when you buy data, it's a black box today. You don't know what you're getting.
True.
And when you build AI, you need really good data because that's how you get a really good AI. And so that was lacking. With blockchain, we can have transparency on the way data is collected and on the metadata of the data set, which is what an R&D team will look at. So we really went into it for the technical aspect. And the second thing also with blockchain, which is great, is that it's a really good way to build a community because people will gather around the token also, and there's a vibe that is really hard to get in Web 2. Like it's hard to be passionate about a product in Web 2 like so quick. And so for us also going into Web 3 was for that element because we are a community-based project, right? We need a lot of people. The more people we have on board, the better the data. And so it's like a self-sufficient, sustainable system.
Yeah, and I like that because I see a lot of projects come into the space with a big promising idea, but usually the main focus for a very long time is just the investment in the token, and the product it's a dream, sold and maintained for some time as a dream, but in the end of the day, they still not yet a product so people can use a service or something. So I like that. So what are the future plans for Tada, for expansion, for growth, and also for 2025 since it's next year?
You said it, growth. That's the stage we're in right now. So we've been building, product is out. Now we need a critical mass of users. We need the next million users. Why? Because if a company comes and says, hey, we need that data, we need to have people that are capable to provide it. Not only that, but let's say we have 10 data providers, then there's going to be a bias in the data. Maybe we'll have too many women, too many men, too many young people, too many old people. When the first systems were launched, it was made by like 30-year-old developers. And so the system won't understand what 30-year-old people said. If you use Siri in the early days with your grandmother or with a really young child, they probably had to repeat twice.
Oh, wow.
Remember that? Because it didn't really understand what you were saying. That's simply because the system wasn't trained on sufficient amount of data that's diversified enough and robust to understand everybody. So that's why we need so many different kinds of people with accents, dialects, age groups, gender.
Makes sense.
And that's phase 2, is really growing and getting out there. So part of that is going to be, Web 2 adoption, which is a huge topic in Web 3.
Yeah. So what are the numbers of Tada right now, of the users that you have?
Yeah. So 70,000, like roughly 75 or something, but it grows up by the second. So it's like, 70,000 downloads. We also have a lot of people on our Tap to Earn on Telegram. We're using other growth mechanisms like 200,000 or something. And on a weekly basis, we have about 15,000 people every week that contribute data.
15,000?
15,000 every week.
And when is the plan for 10x from here, like to reach the 1 million users that you want to reach? When do you see that this could potentially happen?
We'd love it to be for Q1 next year.
Really? This fast?
So it's an ambitious goal, but that's the goal we have. That's why since last week, we launched daily airdrops. So that means,
cool.
Yeah, I said that we have a prize pool every Monday. Now we added one on top of that every day. So that's a really good incentive for people to join and get their share of, the rewards from the data they produce. So, I mean, it's that plus going to other countries, countries where people will be super bullish on what we do, like Southeast Asia, for example. We know they lack, those kinds of products, the ones we're building. And also, looking at other ecosystems where there's a lot of people that already have wallets. For them to onboard, it'd be super easy. So those are roughly, the topics we'll be working on in the next couple months.
Well, how do you see now the market in 2025? Since we are now, we are in an uptrend, and it kind of expected to be this, bull run, to be this run, etc. And it looks like the whole industry is coordinated for this cycle. Do you think that will play a major role on the development of the Tada and the Tada token?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of calculated so that when we launched, it would happen close to the bull run. So we built in the bear market, and we thought that if we launched like around now, we'd get more attention if there's a bull run at the same time. So, but I don't have a crystal ball for what will happen next. I hope that all the numbers will be in the green, and I hope we hit 100K on the Bitcoin and get more.
I mean, 100K we're already 99.5.
We didn't touch it, it's like,
okay.
but yeah, we're super close. I guess I saw that meme of, people selling at 99 and people buying at 98. So it goes like, it doesn't touch 100,000,
For sure, they're trying to speculate and take advantage of that one. Yeah.
But I mean, there's interesting moves. I mean, this cycle will not be the one that we had probably 4 years ago or 2 years ago.
You think so?
I mean, there's new things happening with, the ETFs coming in.
You think it's going to be breaking this cycle of 4 years, every 4 years and so on?
Not the break in the cycle. I don't know about that, but
because if we go by,
the dynamics.
Because if we go by the cycle, it means that by the end of next year, it's going to finish the bull run and then we're going to lead again to a new bear market.
I think it's going to be 1 year. But what I'm saying is that would it be the same, scenario where Bitcoin goes up and then goes into altcoin with an alt season and then et cetera, et cetera? I don't know. The other thing I see is that we had NFTs. Now we have meme coins. It's kind of the same thing, kind of the same vibe. We can debate whether it's good or bad. I think, it's good because it brings attention and it's entertaining. And I'd rather have people spend fun times on meme coins than gaming because at least it brings liquidity in some way.
I cannot really have any more an opinion about meme coins. I don't know what to say.
Like I don't have any meme coins,
I don't have either. I had sometimes. I made some with Bonk and some Pepe in the past and said I don't.
Smart moves.
Yeah, because I saw that it was coming, But honestly, I don't know what to have as an opinion anymore about it.
I mean, I have a mixed feeling. I mean, I'm like we're building for the tech and what it brings, for the value it brings. Okay.
Yeah.
And if the whole attention is given to something that's not useful,
exactly,
that's a problem. It could be a danger.
And even
on the other hand,
even since you of Binance said yesterday or before yesterday in the Twitter, like, okay, guys, it's some fun with the meme coins, but
I saw this one.
Weird.
I saw this one, but I mean, so like I'm really big into watches, for example, horology, and just to draw a parallel, when the Apple Watch came out, people were like, that's it. No, don't do that. Watches need to be mechanical, not digital and stuff. Yeah. But then people that never wore a watch would get an Apple Watch. And maybe after 2 years, they want to get a real one. Yeah. So what I'm saying is maybe people get in for meme coins because it's fun. They make money.
Get people in the
industry.
Have
crypto. They hold crypto and they're like, okay, what else can I get? And then they actually get into it, step by step. So if that works,
the cheese to bring people in the crypto industry.
Yeah, if that works, I'm okay.
Probably.
That's my point of view.
Yeah, probably the only positive thing. What I'm very sad about it is when people make these meme coins and they rug pull people.
So
that's the majority of how the meme coins
that's
works.
A problem
because there's not any value behind it except just the whole idea.
Did we have the same thing with NFTs?
I would say it's a bit different.
Maybe not rugs, but they drop too. And
it can be a trend as a bubble, etc., and drop down. But still, it's a technology that you can use at any time with NFTs.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with the way the meme coins works, in my opinion, is worse than pyramid schemes, because just people spreading like this is gonna go to the moon. It's a meme coin. Okay, let's buy another meme coin because maybe, and when the price go up, they just wreck the majority.
There are still a lot of pirates in Web3 for sure.
Yeah.
But if you look at other meme coins like the Doge, for example, there are some that are there for the long run.
Yeah.
But I totally get your point, and that's the problem I have with meme coins is that for Web3 to be mainstream, people need to trust it.
Yeah.
It's really hard to trust with rugs, right?
Yeah. And all the other stuff that is happening around it. And I was looking at some data. There have been about $200 billion lost in crypto. I'm like,
lost. So somebody earned that.
Yeah. So it's rug pulling, hacking, and stealing from
it's
MetaMask and different wallets. So it's a bit crazy.
What's huge also is probably from not a lot of people.
Sorry?
2 billion from probably not
200.
a lot of 200 billion.
200 billion.
And probably not from a lot of people. I mean,
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that there's hundreds of thousands of people or probably millions who have lost money through
Yeah.
MetaMask and Trust Wallet, being scammed about the phrase, giving the phrase to the people.
Mm.
Yeah, I know so many people, even from my audience. Like there was a point that I was receiving every single day messages about being hacked on MetaMask and Trust Wallet, and I had to make videos to beg people.
There's education.
Yeah, to educate them how to use it. But okay, and where do you see the Bitcoin in this bull run cycle? What's your prediction? It's not any guarantee about the price, but
honestly, I'm super happy it went up so high. I think people were kind of tired of the winter and the bear market. Trump came in. He said, day one, I'll fire Gary Gensler. You know, I mean, he was really powerful on some things. And when he got to office, people, I think, had big hopes and it just fired up super fast. So that was fun to see. Will it continue? I hope it will.
But the thing is, like, it's not really that much increase the price of Bitcoin. It psychologically,
in terms of percentage, not.
Yeah, psychologically, it looks big, but just look, it's from 70 to 100K. Like it's 34% up.
Yeah, when
it's not something super wow. You
know, back when it was at probably 10K, there was already people, calculating it could go up to 100,000, it could go up to 1 million. You'd be like, why? What's the reasoning behind it? Now that we're actually there now.
Yeah.
So who knows? It could go up to 500,000 for all I know.
Yeah.
If countries buy the token and if it's more stable than their currency, then maybe people in that country will say, oh, I need to buy some too. And at that point, where's the limit,
Yeah. And where do you see the mass adoption happening based on that? Like people...
You need value.
Yeah.
If there's no value for people, there's no reason for them to get it.
Okay.
Like the thing I always say is if you go on a weather website to see if it's going to rain tomorrow, I come from a region where it rains every day. Mm-hmm. So you pretty much open your weather website every day. Who cares what server is hosting the website? You don't care about that.
Yeah.
You need the value, which is what am I going to wear today?
That's what I'm going to do it for.
Right.
Use that for.
So if you build on Web3 just because you like Web3, but it's hard to understand the value, people won't jump into it. Mm-hmm. It's going to remain something, that's going to be just for the geeks. So my point of view is to say that for Web3 to be mainstream, it needs to bring value to users. And like NFTs, for example, just having an image, no use for that. But having a ticket concert,
that's a use
that makes
case.
sense, right?
Yeah.
So then if you go to a concert and they say, hey, you need to download this app and then get this ticket, you don't even say it's an NFT.
Yeah.
People get it, and then if they dig into it and say, oh, what's that blockchain number or whatever, then they get it, and
that adds more value to that. Yeah, because until now it's, there are some use cases, and with Bitcoin as a store of value, and then most of it is to speculate because the price of crypto is going up.
But
let's speculate. Let's make money.
That's why I was saying that. You asked me, what's the goal for 2025? One of the goals is to get Web2 people onboarded. Mm-hmm. And I'd want my mom to be playing on Tada rather than on Candy Crush.
Yeah.
But try to explain to her how a seed phrase functions.
Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah.
So that's why we're working on wallet abstraction and having solutions so that for non-savvy people or Web2 people, it'd be super seamless to come on Tada.
To be a merge between these two worlds.
And again, you don't have to know that it's Web3. All you got to know is read a sentence, get paid.
I was talking the other day with one of the co-founders of Sui, Kostas. He's Greek, by the way, also. Kostas,
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Kostas Halkias.
Yeah, I love Sui.
Yeah, he's a super cryptographer, and he's one of the top in the world. He was working for Meta before, before doing.
Yeah, right. It's Facebook guys. Yeah, Sui. Yeah.
And he told me that exactly about this problem of the connection between Web 2.0 with 3.0. That's why they on the wallet they integrated Google login people to easily, not with
it makes sense.
Yeah, Apple Pay. I actually did my wallet with Apple Pay. I'm like, I know Apple is safe. I'm just like, I have 1 million seed phrases from different wallets.
Or even without even talking about security, it's just you click there, that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have
even
to
me,
get your seed phrase and then do this and then do that.
Yeah, I have 5 different cold wallets.
You got to bridge, you got to wrap it, you got to go there. It's
too much.
No wonder people are lost.
I have Ledger, I have Tangent, I have OneKey, I have whatever. else is, I forgot what I have as called wallets. I have MetaMask.
It's going to concentrate. I mean, there's too much offering, too many options. At some point, it's going to concentrate. There's going to be 1 or 2 players per topic.
And you connect everything in one place.
Yeah.
And like I saw open the swivels, I'm like, yeah, just Apple Pay.
It's
simple.
I mean, so that's why
Apple system.
If we do the right things at Tada and we are able to onboard Web2 people and we're able to spread the word and people get it, you got 20 minutes, you're in the bus, do a couple tasks. You're in Starbucks, do a couple tasks, you'll get the money to pay for your coffee.
Yeah, that's smart.
How great is that, right?
Yeah. That's
so
smart.
If people get that, that's all they need to understand. But if they need to understand, hold on a second, there's a validator and then there's going to be a node and there's going to be this and that. Who cares?
Yeah, and then they need to do a whole study thing about it. Okay, and they're trying also to merge the gaming also to give value. To kind of give value, trying to simplify the
gamification.
Gaming. Yeah.
So we have a lot of that in the app.
You have also games?
A lot of gamification. Not games per se, but so for example, in the app, we have an energy system. So the more you perform tasks, the more you consume energy. And if you don't have any more energy, you cannot do more tasks.
Okay.
The reason why we do that is because we need to control the flow for some languages. For example, if we need something in English, we have a lot of users who speak English or French, for example, and we need a distribution between male, female. Or we need, 50-50, or we need you to say just a maximum amount of sentences. Because if you speak too much, your data would be overrepresented. So that's technical, but what we do is we say, if you do too many tasks, you won't have any more energy. So we control the flow.
I see.
But then if you want to perform more tasks, you can go and buy energy. And if you buy energy, you can do more tasks. So the whole thing is gamified. And you have loot, etc. So it makes things more fun.
Sounds good. One question now, when it comes to Tada, in the future, like in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, is going to be always this concept as it is now, or your guys are thinking to add something different from what you're doing now with the...
We've already tested a couple things. When you think about it, what we're doing is not new. Having a crowds of people that collect data is not new. The problem with that is that usually people don't understand always what they have to do, or they don't care, they just want to get paid, and they produce bad data. So the underlying technology under Tada is all about how do we make sure a crowd of random people produce quality. And that's really hard to do. To direct a crowd of random people that are not trained to do something of high quality. And this can be applied to a lot of different things. So the other reason why we build it on Web3, on a Web3 technology, is that other builders can come, build on Tada. In our case, the token would be a gas fee, and that would be interesting, economically speaking. But the thing with that is it has much more value than what you'd get in Web2. So and so, for example, something else that we added was that when we launched the project, when we launched the token, February, and we wanted to get listed, one of the KPIs that investors look at and exchanges look at is the traction you have on social media, for example. And so we figured, hold on a second, we have a bunch of people on the app. We could generate traction through the app. And so that's a service we tested, to see if projects would want to have a campaign on Tada so that people engage with them on social media.
I see.
It has nothing to do with AI. It has to do with providing good quality interactions. And so the model is the same thing. You make sure people do a good job with the incentive mechanisms. We also have a punishment mechanism. If you do a bad job, you lose money.
Oh, yeah?
That's the whole concept.
On the service provider, no?
On Tada.
Okay.
So if you produce data, but you didn't do a good job, you will lose your deposit. And so what I was saying is that our concept is not new. Web2 businesses have been doing it before.
Oh, really?
But Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon Mechanical Turk. But the data is not good. It's really bad because the customer has to validate the quality. And it never really happens because there's so much data, it's hard to do. So what we do is we have that enhancement where we are able to have a system where a crowd of random people produce quality. And that's applicable to a lot of things. So we start with AI because it makes sense. It's a business we know. We've been building AI for 10 years. We know how it works. Next steps other businesses will come out.
Very good. So, guys, the links will be down below in the description to download the app of Tada, and also the website, also for the social media, so people can learn more about it. Do you have anything else that we would like to cover?
Well, I mean, apart from, download the app, you can join us on our Discord and follow us on Twitter. I mean, the main thing is we want to get the message across, which is your data is already being used to train AI. You're not rewarded for it. Mm-hmm. This can happen on Tada. It can happen if you have 5 minutes in your day, or if you have a couple hours in your day, in your week, whatever, and earn rewards from that, and then withdraw it, buy your coffee, buy your train ticket, and go for it.
That sounds awesome. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the co-founder of Tada, Alex, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure to discuss and to learn more about Tada.
Great. Thank you so much, Giannis.
Like and follow for more.
Yeah, really important.